He worked for 40 years, never missed a day. Retired at 65 with 11,000 in savings and a body that was already breaking down. That man was my grandfather, and what happened to him is happening to millions of people right now, in slow motion, without them even knowing it. Here's what nobody tells you. The difference between the rich and the poor is not intelligence, it's not luck, it's not even how hard you work. It's 15 specific behaviors, repeated daily, invisibly, that decide which side of the wealth gap you'll end up on. This isn't about judgment, this is about the brutal mathematics of wealth, and how the habits you inherited from your environment are silently deciding your financial destiny. By the time you finish this video, you'll know exactly which of these 15 behaviors are holding you back and what to replace them with. This is the list that changes the way you see money, forever. The greatest lie ever sold to the working class is this: show up, work hard, get paid. It sounds fair. But here's the math nobody does. If you earn $25 an hour and work 40 hours a week, you hit your ceiling at $52,000 a year, forever. That ceiling doesn't move unless you change the model. The rich don't sell time. They build systems that generate money while they sleep. Every hour a wealthy person works is either building an asset or leveraging one. Every hour a poor person works is just renting themselves out. The new iPhone, the designer bag, the leased BMW. These are not wealth signals. They are wealth destroyers. A study by Thomas Stanley found that most millionaires drive used cars and buy their suits off the rack. Meanwhile, the people with the most expensive sneakers are often the ones with the emptiest savings accounts. Spending feels like abundance. Investing feels like sacrifice. But one builds a future and the other just buys the feeling of one. Right now, can you tell me what you spent last Tuesday? Most people can't. They earn, they spend, they wonder where it went. The average American has 4.3 active subscriptions they forgot about. That's $200 a month leaking out silently. Wealthy people know their numbers the way a pilot knows their instruments, not because they're obsessed with money, but because you cannot control what you don't measure. There are two kinds of debt: debt that makes you money, a mortgage on a rental property, a business loan, an investment, and debt that bleeds you dry. Credit cards, car loans, buy now, pay later for things that depreciate the second you open them. Poor people use debt to buy liabilities. Rich people use debt to acquire assets. The difference sounds simple. But 43% of Americans carry credit card debt every month at an average rate of 21%. They are paying to stay poor. Poor people wait for a raise. Rich people create new income. The employee mindset says, I'll earn more when they give me more. The wealth mindset says, I'll create something valuable and monetize it. You don't need permission. You never did. In 2026, you can start a faceless YouTube channel, sell a digital product, offer a freelance service, or build a micro SaaS with no upfront capital and a laptop. The barrier is not money. It's the belief that someone else controls your ceiling. Busyness is the new broke. People who are constantly exhausted, constantly working, constantly complaining about having no time are often the same people making no financial progress because they're confusing activity with productivity. Working 60 hours a week at a job that pays $18 an hour is not hustle culture. It's financial stagnation with extra steps. The wealthy are not busier. They are more strategic. They work fewer hours on things that compound, not more hours on things that reset every Monday. Cutting your daily coffee to save $5 a day feels responsible, and it is, marginally. But the person who spends 3 years obsessing over lattes while ignoring investment returns, negotiating their salary, or building a side income is focused on the wrong variable. Scarcity mindset locks your attention on cost-cutting. Abundance mindset focuses on income expansion. Both can coexist. But if your entire financial strategy is spend less, you're playing defense forever. Your bank is not your financial advisor. Your bank is a business. And its business model requires that you stay confused, stay reactive, and stay dependent. Banks offer savings accounts at 0.5% interest while lending your money out at 8%. The spread is their profit. Your ignorance is their business model. The wealthy pay for financial education, coaches, books, courses, advisors, not because they have money to spare, but because they understand that financial ignorance is the most expensive thing you can own. You got a $500 month raise, you move to a nicer apartment, $200 more, got a better car, $150 more, started eating out more, $100 more, net gain, 50. This is lifestyle inflation, and it is the silent retirement killer. The wealth formula is not earn more, it's earn more, keep the gap. Every raise should widen the distance between your income and your spending, not close it. Warren Buffett earned his first million and kept living in the same house he bought in 1958 for $13,500. One paycheck, one employer, one income stream. That is not security. That is a single point of failure. If your employer decides tomorrow to restructure, automate, or downsize, your entire financial life collapses in 30 days. The IRS reports that millionaires have an average of 7 income streams, not because they started with 7, but because they added one at a time intentionally over years. The goal is not to have 7 income streams tomorrow. The goal is to start building the second one today. Social media has made this worse. We are living in an era where the performance of wealth has never been cheaper and the actual accumulation of wealth has never been harder. People lease $80,000 cars they can't afford to impress followers they've never met. The psychological trap is real. We are wired for social status, but status bought on credit is rented status, and the rent comes due with interest. The market is too high, the economy is unstable. I'll wait until after the election. I'll start when I have more money. I just need to wait for the right moment. There is no right moment. There is only now and later. And every month you delay costs you compounding returns you will never get back. $200 invested at 25 becomes $75,000 by 65. The same $200 invested at 35 becomes $36,000. Waiting 10 years cost you $39,000. The market will always feel uncertain. That's the price of investing. The cost of not investing is higher. Your environment is your destiny, not in a motivational poster way, in a mathematical way. If everyone around you lives paycheck to paycheck, doesn't invest, and thinks wealth is for other people, that becomes your reality. Not because you're weak, but because humans are social calibration machines. We unconsciously match the norms of our environment. The wealthy don't just change their habits, they change their circles. They find people who are already doing what they want to do. Proximity is strategy. Money is dirty. Rich people are greedy. We don't talk about money in this family. If any of those sentences feel familiar, you inherited a wealth ceiling along with your eye color. Financial therapists call these money scripts, the invisible narratives programmed in childhood that govern every financial decision you make as an adult. You cannot out-earn a broken money mindset. The math doesn't work. The internal work has to come first. This is the one that separates everything. Poor people consume, content, products, entertainment, other people's ideas. Wealthy people create businesses, content, systems, intellectual property. The internet has made creation accessible to everyone. You can publish a video today, write a newsletter, build a tool. These are the 15 behaviors. Now you know which side of the wealth gap you've been standing on and exactly what to do about it. This video is for educational and entertainment purposes only. It does not constitute financial advice. Always consult a qualified financial professional before making investment decisions. If this changed the way you see money, hit subscribe and share this with someone who needs to hear it.